Hi everyone and welcome to Miga's Creations. I am back again with the New York travel journal. Today we'll be doing the trip home and potentially the title page, which I'm very excited to show you all. Before we jump into it, I do want to acknowledge my voice. I don't know what's going on. There's some sort of sickness or head cold happening and I sound a little bit funny, but we're not going to let that deter us from creating a beautiful spread today. So please get comfortable and let's start. So this is the only collected ephemera I will be using today for this spread. These are their tickets from New York to Auckland and then Auckland home to Sydney. So all the other stuff that you see me use is from my stash or bought specifically for this New York travel journal. There's some vintage stuff we will be using, some just regular things found around the house, just a bunch of bits and bobs, and if I can let you know what they are, I definitely will. We'll be doing it on the back of this page, which was in my last New York travel journal. And then I have this vintage ledger. Well, it's 1998, so it is almost, 26, 27 years old. And it was from my dad's workplace. So I want to line this up and glue it down because I don't really like this page. And we'll get our glue book and start gluing this down. I always like to imbue as much meaning in my travel journals or in my junk journals in general as I can. So being able to use this ledger that says December, because they are in New York in December, is a little nod to that. But also this would have been the time that my godmother worked at the same workplace as my dad and my godfather. So again, just being able to repurpose materials and have them be meaningful is important to me. But if you just have regular bought ledger, I have no, I too use that. I just was looking through my stash the other day and I'm just lining this up as best as I can. I was looking through my stash the other day and wanted to be able to use this because again, it says December. It is too big. Okay. I don't want it that big at all. But the reason I had glued it down is because I've got that. I wanted to line these folds up. Okay, so how do I make that better? I need to trim it significantly. Oh, but then I cut off the 9. Does it matter if I have the blue? You know what? We're going to glue it back down and then we'll just trim around the stuff that we no longer want to be visible on the other side. So we didn't really need to lift it up at all, but that's okay. We just want to line those creases up. As best we can. Like that. And then later on when that dries, we'll just cut around those. Make sure it's adhered down as best as it can be. And like I said, we'll just trim around it a little bit later. So we've got that drying and the blue from the ledger as well as the green penmanship matches this page really lovely. And I think it kind of looks like aeroplane, like you're in an airplane and you're looking down. And again, like I said, this is their trip home. So I've taken this page from the beautiful paper book for travel lovers, which I don't know if I've showed you guys in a previous video, but I absolutely adore this. And yes, so we've got that down and now it's just about decorating. So I know that I want to use these. Everything on this page I know I want to use to a degree. And this Australia sticker. Before we even get started, sorry, I feel like this head cold's making me think a little disjointed, and let's just make sure I'm filming. Okay, I am. what we need to do is cut this paper down. And I think, let me just confirm. Okay, so it's just short of 8 and then 7 across. So just short of 8 and 7 across. So we don't need to cut it that way, but we do need to cut it this way. No, I wanted to cut it this way. Line it up. And trim it like that. Okay. So we've cut this piece down to size, and then what we're going to do is score at the 1 inch mark. And again, we're almost finished this book and I still haven't decided how I intend to bind it. I've got 2 ideas floating around, but I don't know what the best approach is. So wish me luck on that front. And the reason I score and fold it now is that way I understand how much space I can actually use on the page, and they will sit together like that, which is already cute. Like, in all honesty, we could leave it at that, but it doesn't tell the story that we want it to. So if we put this here, and then I had this, beautiful. Okay, so I have this coaster that I bought on eBay with a bunch of other like matchbooks and coasters, and I really liked it because it says Broken Hill Returned Servicemen's Club welcomes you. And I felt like it's like a welcome home. So I've cut it out. I don't want this emblem. I've cut it out and I want welcomes you because like welcomes home, right? And how did I want to embrace it? I think something like that. And then make that into a pocket and use this to kind of sit, because I like the red from the Qantas with the welcomes you. And we got rid of Broken Hill because whilst it's in Australia, not really got anything to do with us or where my friends and I live. So if I glue that down, where's my glue? I want to use this wet glue, and I need to glue these 2 together, these pieces, and then that will also like exist off the page a little bit, and I like that also. So let's cover up Broken Hill. We know we want that gone. That section of the coaster at least. And where do we want it to be gone? Like that. Okay, and as per usual, I have put too much glue. So let me pull this out and move it onto my glue book. Whoa, I've also glued on the page, which is not the intention. Glue book, 1 and 2. Okay, so that'll stick down like that on the page. And I want it on the page as much as possible. And then I want this to exist as a pocket, so I only glue down welcomes. So that little bit there, I don't glue a whole lot down of the coaster actually. Okay. So it's all about measuring and lining up and making sure it kind of functions the way you're envisioning. So if I do it like that, okay, I'm a bit nervous. I'm just going to keep checking to make sure I'm gluing the sides I want down. Again, better safe than sorry. So that will be a pocket. And do I think we just glue this down on that line. And then we can go in and be a little bit more specific with our glue choices. So like we definitely want a little bit here to glue that down, and I think a little bit up here. Not a lot, but just for some sense of security. Like that. So it'll exist like that, and then we have this plain ticket that will sit nestled in there. I already like it. Okay, from here, where do I want to go? I had an Australia sticker that I wanted to use to better situate us on the page. And you know, I love to use my pin. Oh no, it broke. That's really upsetting. It had glue on it, it must have. And then I jammed it in here. Okay, so I'm gonna need to buy a new pin. We'll just put that off to the side for the time being and hope for the best when it comes to picking this off. Oh, where's my scalpel? There we go. So I felt like this could exist really cutely in terms of color scheme, just to nestle it at the back here. Like that. Australia, put that maybe on a bit of an angle. Yes, okay. And then I have this Purnell's Picture Dictionary in Color, which is a children's dictionary from 1972. And like the pages, the imagery, everything about this is so beautiful and cute. And the actual paper itself is such good quality. So what I did is I went ahead and took the aeroplane and the definition, which says aeroplane, an aeroplane flies in the sky, it is a flying machine. So this is obviously an illustration. I love illustrations, and what I think we'll do is nestle this plane in here somehow, or on top. No, I want it nestled. We'll come back to that, I think, but I think I expected the page to be a little bit wider, but maybe if I just put it there. Do I care about the boarding time? I kind of want to keep that pink, so maybe we just cover up boarding time. Yeah, and if we need to see boarding time, we have it on the ticket that we used in the pocket. And we'll cover that. Wipe all the glue off our hands. Like that. And let's return back to this and see what we can do. I want welcomes you visible. Do we like it like that? Do we want it nestled in? I glued it down. I think we put it like that. And we cover it. What do we think? I think I like that. Yeah, I do. Let's do it. This again can just be regular glue stick. Like I said, this page quality from this dictionary is so lovely. And how do we want it? I don't want to cover up welcomes you at all. So can I lift that a little bit? So it's kind of like coming down like that, and that is a pocket. I can also, do we want to put these in this pocket? Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, so I think we'll leave that like that. And then for this page over here, I was contemplating whether or not to include this map. So this map is purely from American Suites Hotel, and it has a bunch of maps where they're located, and this is quite literally Sydney Airport. So sorry guys, I considered using this, but then I thought it didn't incorporate red enough and that we needed to incorporate a bingo card for fun. But before we do that, I think we should cut this so we can have a better understanding yet again of how much of the page we can actually use. So we'll just go around. We're just going to freehand this, which is always a risky endeavor. But it's worth it. Like that. Perfect. And then just this last little bit like that. Like that. And last but not least, around this. We're nearing the end of this. Oh, I'm sorry if my head was in the frame. It has been the last few videos. I don't mean to be. I'm just so immersed in the creating. We're almost finished this journal, which is so crazy to say. Oh, I kind of like this misshapen moment too. Yeah, that's cute. And we got to keep the 93, the ledger number, which makes me happy. Now, I want to include this bingo card. How do I want to include it? Like that? Or do I want to put it in the middle? I don't think that's a bad idea. Yeah, let's put it in the middle, and we're going to make it into a pocket. Make this into a really cute pocket. It's pretty narrow, but it's mega, so that doesn't appear like it'll be an issue. We'll just do a thin line across. And we're going to plonk it right in the middle, because why not, right? We make the rules here. 1, 2. Make sure it's positioned in the middle, and we just make sure everything's glued down. As if those colors don't go together great, but we're not done. I went thrift shopping the other day and I came across these Scrabble playing cards, and I got this whole pack of playing cards for $1. And they're just Scrabble tiles as cards. And they're naturally, like I believe, given the design and how consistent it is across the cards, they've aged them in the corners, and as if that's not absolutely perfect for junk journaling. So what I've done is I've picked out E and R for Emma and Ruby, my friends who I'm making this journal for, and thought we'd just decorate it simply like that. And these are just going to go straight down onto the page. We're not going to make them as pockets or flaps. I think that there's enough going on this page in terms of interaction. We've got 2 pockets. We've got this coming off the page. So let's just go ahead and go E for Emma and R for Ruby. Like that. Oh, perfect, perfect. Now, I've got stickers. Do I want to use any of these? This little airplane could be cute. maybe we get rid of these tickets and can we put them in this one instead, this pocket? Oh, let's just put that there. What do we think? Oh, maybe not. I think I want it to go like that. Okay, is it gonna work? Yes, it is. Of course it is. Okay, I think I like that better. So that way we're using this pocket. We can see a little bit more of this page, background page that I really like. And do we want another? Let's just pop that there because why not? Why not, right? Not all those who wander are lost. Do I want that there? Maybe. Do I want to discover? Do I? I think I want either or. Because why not? The color scheme's cute. Stickers are cute. Nope, that's getting a little bit out of hand now. I say as I continue to try to see if I can put it somewhere else. But I think... No. Do we want that? No, I think that's that page done. It's simple, it's effective. We've got pockets galore, which we all love, cute Scrabble cards. You know where we're going. A vintage illustration. That is a beautiful page, if I do say so myself. I'm just going to check how long we've been going for time. Oh, 22 minutes. Definitely can go ahead. Sorry, guys. Go ahead and do the front page. That's such a hefty page. I love the feel of that. Okay, so that's that page. Let's put that to the side. And this will be the front page. Oh, I haven't showed you guys this yet. I did this off camera. So I've made this, which is technically the first spread, not the title page. And it again has their tickets in this pocket, which is from this pocket's made out of a map that my friend bought specifically for the journal because they knew I would be making this for them. They have this Trader Joe's ticket and it opens up like that. And this is from a vintage World Encyclopedia series that I have. Really cute. So I'll put this back and we'll flip it over and this will be our title page. So we're going with simple, effective and graphic. That is the brief that I gave myself for this title page. And we will be using this Statue of Liberty picture. So it originally came from where did it come from? A postcard, a vintage postcard that I had, and I was like, we're just going to use it. And we're going to use this little strip. And I think we just go ahead and glue those two things down. I don't want to think too much about it. I just want to act on what feels right. So for this, I'm going to use this. Oh no, actually it's just a thin piece of paper. Let's use some glue stick. I posted a poll about this title page on Instagram. So if you don't follow me over there, go check it out. It is Miga's Creations. And I get your opinions on spreads. I show you guys some behind the scene content. And you also get to know me a little bit better over there because I post more in the moment than I do over here on YouTube. And I originally had a little bit of a barer back title page and everyone said add a little bit more. So I added a little bit more. I think you guys might prefer a lot more, but I think these spreads in this journal are like, I like to have a bit of a balance between a lot and just a little bit of more bared back, which I tend to kind of gravitate to more so, like simpler spreads. But I'm lucky I have people in my life that are creative and they support me in this endeavor, and I can get their opinions on my spreads and they encourage me to step out of my comfort zone and just add. Whoa. So that's what I've been trying to implement more, but also still have elements of simplicity. So we've got the Statue of Liberty. And then, where is a wet wipe? We just put that there, like that. And then I've got a bunch of letters here. And what I'm going to spell out is Hello New York City. And it is a little bit of a play of, I think it's the Hannah Montana movie. I could be wrong. I will need to go check it out. And it's in my head for some reason when I was piecing this spread together, which was Hello New York, which I'm pretty sure Hannah says, or Miley Cyrus, in the movie at some point in time. Again, could be wrong, but we're going to go with Hello New York City because it fills out the page a little bit more. And what I'm going to do is I am going to speed this part up, guys, because I know that it gets a little bit finicky to watch. Watch me glue each individual letter down. New York City. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, guys, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that we've painstakingly glued down all of those letters, I'm just going to add this little gold aeroplane as a nice little accent. And you will see there's some seepage of glue. I'm going to wait until that dries clear and then go over it with a wet wipe to remove that excess. But for the time being, I don't want to go ahead and touch it because it will move everything, and I don't want that to be the case. I also just pulled out my date stamp that I haven't used in quite some time, and I'm hoping, oh, I don't think it goes to 2020. When does it stop? 2021, 22, 23. Does it have 24? It does have 24. Oh, it's got up until 25, I believe. Yes, so good news, I can use it this year again, but 2024 they went, and it was December. So December, is that 24? I think it is. And what date? Let me just pull out the book. So they were in New York from the 14th till about the 21st, but what day did they land in Australia? The 22nd. So 14 to 22nd with the time differences and whatnot. So 14 to 22nd. Oh, I'm getting black ink everywhere. My fingers are dirty with glue. 24. So we want 14 first. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let that get all inked up, and because I don't want to risk stamping incorrectly on the page, we'll just use this sticky note and go Okay. Do I want to use this? I've done it wrong, first of all. This needs to be 1. I've done 41st as opposed to 14. So we're going to try again and see how well it stamps. And if it's not to our liking, okay, how about if I use this ink pad and just kind of touch it to the ink pad and try again. That's so much clearer. But what we need to do is go dip it into this, right? And then we need to use our wet wipe to clean this. I've never used this before, if I'm honest. And we're just going to hope for the best, okay? I'm nervous. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. 14th December 2024 until the 22nd. And we're going to do my same little trick like this. Make sure it's pressed down nicely. Yeah, okay. One more like that. Clean the edges. Do I have a felt tip marker? I do. 14th of December 2024 dash meaning 2. The 22nd. Okay, that looks something different. I don't know if I like it, if I'm completely honest. I don't think I do. I thought that would be a good idea. So, let's go ahead and fix it, guys. I'm thinking... Do we like that? Let's go with it. I don't think I've got another one of that strip. No way. Let's go with that stripe. And I need to glue it up until there. Oh, beautiful. I can lift it. Okay. So, where am I? Let's rip that. And let's do this. This is the beauty of junk journaling. I would typically want to cut this out of the video, but I want to show you all that nothing is ever unfixable. So we've just glued that directly on top. And we will re-glue this Statue of Liberty piece down. And give it a good press, given we've lifted it up. Remove any seepage. I actually think I like the stripe better anyway. And like that. Perfect. Now, our backup plan is, we need to find the lid for that, but our backup plan is to use these, which are small little stamps that will just piece by piece put it together and again, hope for the best. Okay, so 14. So 1. Cute. Get this wet wipe, remove the ink. Okay, so 1, 4. Okay, And then I think what we want to do, so we've got 1 4, do I do dash 22nd? Okay, let's do that. Let's go 1 4, draw a dash. That looks a little bit sketch. So 1 4 2, where's this number 2? And go 1 4 1 2. So 14, 22, and then let's just go. I hope this fits, guys. D. I should put them back, shouldn't I? D. E. And C. December. And then we get the 2 and the 4. Okay, that looks a lot cuter and a lot more junk journal-y to me. I'm happy with that now that we've made that change. Okay, let me clean up this desk a little bit and I can show you guys our final spreads. Okay, so this will be the title page of our junk journal, which is simple yet effective with the words Hello New York City, as well as the dates that my friends went 14th to the 22nd of December 2024. We've got the iconic Statue of Liberty and a beautiful plane. Again, simple yet effective. It's really graphic, and that's page number 1. And then this page might be one of my favorites in this junk journal. I love the colors, I love the schemes, and I love the interactivity of it. We've got 2 pockets, one made out of a bingo card, including 2 tickets. We've also decorated that with some Scrabble cards, which again, I got from the thrift shop for $1. The finds at the thrift shop are truly my favorite to include. We've got this other pocket made out of a airplane ticket, and then just some fun little illustrations, all backed on some beautiful background paper. So if you guys stuck around, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you like this video, please give it a like, a comment, subscribe. If you want more content from me, go check out my Instagram at Mika's Creations. I hope you are all staying safe. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next one. Bye-bye.